There we go. Can you guys hear me now? Now you should be able to hear me, right? What's up, Monica? Now good? Hey, Haley. All good now? All right. Yeah, but it's, like I said, I'm using new software, and it's sometimes I get screwed up. And I forget to turn something off and turn the microphone on, so I apologize. So, how you guys doing today? So, the interview is going to start at 5:15. I'm going to try streaming him. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try it. So, I did join his membership last night, and hopefully, he doesn't seem to care, though, if people stream him, unlike others, but he doesn't seem to care. So, I mean, he's going to get like 15,000 people in there anyway. I don't think he cares if little old me streams him. So let me say hi to everybody. Make sure you join membership. I am going to do some more stuff on members only on this channel specifically. He just went live. Yeah, but he's not doing the actual interview until 5:15, I thought. Right? That's what it said. The interview is at 5:15. Yeah, he's not live. He's got 43 minutes left. All right, so this is what I think. I am actually oh my God, you got to see everybody's joining his membership. That's crazy. You guys need to join my membership like that. Look at this. Even Lippy joined his membership. That's crazy. I can see it behind me. Look at all that. Why aren't you guys joining my membership like that? Jeez. That's pretty shitty taking his work and putting it on your channel. It's called YouTube. Bye. Have a good day. So here's the thing. Jamie Lynn, bye-bye. Have a good day. All right, so here's the thing. I'm very surprised I have not heard more people talk about this. I don't know why I seem to be like the only person that thinks or is bringing it to the forefront. I am tired. Is bringing this to the forefront. You can only chat. Oh, his is members only. Is that why? Aha. That's why people are doing it. Now I get it. Are you sure he's doing a members only? But the thing is, when you have that many people, he's going to have thousands of people in his room. When you're going to have that many people in your room, you're not going to look at chat anyway. So it's not like, a smaller channel. He's going to have like 10,000 people in there. He's not going to look at chat anyway. I joined yesterday as a membership. He didn't even notice my questions. But yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Now I get it. So, all right. Which I understand, though, him doing an interview like this, I would imagine doing it members only. I get that. All right. But it's interesting just to watch him keep going and going and going and going. All right. So I'm actually shocked that a lot more people have not thought of this. I'm a little shocked that none of the bigger channels have even entertained this. But for me, after hearing the grandmother took off and went to Wisconsin, I think it's only logical that she's in Wisconsin. I don't know if she's dead or alive. I cannot tell you if she's dead or alive. I have no clue. I want to say that she's still alive. I'm hoping she's still alive, but I don't think she is. The fact that Grandma has been shady to begin with, Grandma just doesn't seem to add up right. There's stuff about Grandma I'm just not liking. And I don't know. just the way she's been talked about. I don't like her. I don't like the way she is presented. Welcome, Debbie. The way she's being presented. But at the end of the day, there's something about her that makes me think, like, I don't know. I think about my own mom. I'm not a grandmother, so I can only think of my own mom. If my mom lived with us, there is no way that my mom would leave and go to another state knowing that my child is missing. She would be doing whatever she can possible to help me find my child. She would go on the news. She would do whatever she had to do to find my child. She wouldn't just go to another state. That is where I started thinking, you know what? I wonder if she went back to Wisconsin to move a body, if they went to check on Summer. Because here's what I know. I know, and I'll get more confirmation of this once the interview is done, but I don't see Candace as a mastermind. We've all seen the interviews. I don't need to run them again. But I don't see Candace as this mastermind that can literally plot out. Welcome, Savage, who can literally plot out hiding a body for 40 days and nobody has found her. Not even a trace of her. Not even a hair. Not a shoe. Not a piece of clothing. Not a barrette. Nothing. There has been absolute... Am I coming into money? Because my nose keeps itching. Money is... Wait, nose is fight or money hand is... Oh, hand is money, nose is a fight. I guess I'm coming into a fight. But I can't, like, for the life of me, understand how these people could possibly mastermind hiding her to the point that there's not even a button on the floor. They can't even find a damn button, a barrette, anything, a hair tie, anything, anywhere in the immediate area, including, you know, right around the house. You go outside my house, you'll find a hair tie. You'll find some kind of, you know, not a button or anything, but you'll find stuff that shows 2 girls live in this house. There has been nothing around there. Nothing that we know of, which tells me she's not there. And again, I will throw in, we have the dog scent that landed at the end of the driveway, or that ended at the end of the driveway. So that absolutely tells me that she's not there. She's not anywhere around there. Worse. Now I sound like I'm from Wisconsin. Was she driven alive through multiple states and is in another place? It's possible. I can't imagine her still being alive, though, and nobody's seeing her. Nobody has spotted her, unless they don't know what they're looking for. And I can't imagine, with as much energy as she had, that she would be silent or she would be so quiet. I can't imagine that either. What I will say is, I think it's possible that she died or she was killed. Either way, she was placed in a trunk and driven across all these states. It is very possible that that grandma knows where the body is afraid that they're now going to go to Wisconsin and how to move the body, or make sure that the body was hidden somewhere, or maybe they're constantly moving it. Maybe I watch too many horror movies. Maybe I watch too much crime shows, but to me, that's logical. That makes logical sense of why grandma all of a sudden disappeared to Wisconsin in the middle of an investigation. I understand the boys were taken out of the home allegedly, because you can't believe anybody in this shit, because everybody seems to be lying. So, you know, were the boys taken for legit reasons, or were the boys taken for some reasons that we don't even know that have to do with, you know, searching around? Nobody's been arrested yet, so we don't know. Hey, Gingerlax Mom. So I'm just really wondering if hey, stop the nonsense. If there is a real connection with Wisconsin, have there been other states that they may have a strong connection to that I don't know? Is there a strong connection to another state? And where is grandma staying? Have the boys ever been there? Have Candace and Don ever been there? That's one theory I have. Here's the other theory I have, which is going to sound even more whacked. And I'm kind of rushing this out there because, one, I don't like to drag things out, but two, I'm trying to get all these theories out before his interview starts. Utah, okay. But here's my other theory that nobody has thought of. I laid in bed last night and I thought of this. I know it sounds weird, but I really was laying in bed thinking about this. What if, now everybody has Candace as being the bad one. Everyone has pegged Candace as being the one that's involved in the murder, including myself. The one that's involved in the murder. We have her pegged as the bad one. And Don was at work, and I said the same thing. So I'm not downing anyone for thinking this. What if, just by some mere chance, Candace was protecting Summer from Don, who maybe started molesting her or was going to start molesting her. And Candace put her in a car with Rose or somebody to get the fuck out of there and go hide her in Wisconsin. Think about it before you tell me I'm crazy. But we all have her as being the bad one. Maybe she's not. Maybe. Maybe she's protecting Summer. And I wonder, how come I don't hear those theories? How come, I mean, I can't be the only one that thinks that way, but I'm kind of thinking, Sherry, yes, but the problem is people keep going to Wisconsin. That's all we keep hearing about is Wisconsin. You know, this one went to Wisconsin or that one went to Wisconsin. So I'm thinking, like, is it possible that she was actually protecting Summer and got Summer out? Not like a Susan Smith kind of thing, like not trying to kill her, but got her away from Don or whoever else was in the house and is protecting her by not telling anybody where she is. That's my other theory. That is plausible. Because, you know, and I think that I'll be able to give more credit or deniability, I don't know if that's a word, but more credence or not more credence once we hear her interview. Because hopefully her interview, she's not going to be high as a kite and so on and so forth, but we never know. So it's just something I was thinking about that, you know, I really do wonder if we just have this pegged totally wrong. And we might not. But I do wonder if we have this completely pegged wrong and Candace is actually trying to protect her own daughter from whoever, whether it be Don or somebody else, because we know Don is a child molester or Don's brother or something like that. Makes perfect sense. Since she wanted an order protection last year, she pulled out because she got scared of him. Exactly. That would be the best. It would be the best scenario, Crystal. And don't get me wrong, I could be totally off base. She could be the one that killed her and everything else. So I'm not saying definitely, but since we have no answers yet, to me, it's only plausible to think of all different scenarios, all different possibilities, and there is a really good chance that that's what's going on. I'd say it's 50-50 in all of it. So it could be why Grandma went to Wisconsin. Maybe that's where Summer is, and maybe they're protecting Summer. Maybe the whole boy thing of her looking like a boy, maybe they think that, you know, she wasn't going to be molested if she looked like a boy. Maybe Don wouldn't touch her if she looked like a boy. Like, nobody thought of if Candace did the right thing. Everybody in social media on every platform has always thought Candace is the bad one, not thinking there is another side to that. Maybe Candace is not the bad one. maybe she really is protecting her daughter. We don't know. I thought maybe since CPS was coming, that Candace had her hid because that was Don's baby. I get he has boys, but I'm totally seeing your point. I'm telling you, it's possible. And it's just the things I thought about, that maybe we have this all wrong. But we won't know until after the interview, because she's never really done a good interview. I do have total faith that he's going to ask the right questions. I did some research on Chris yesterday. His wife is a journalist of like 30 years. That's probably why he asks such great questions. Between the two of them, him being a detective and her being a journalist for over 30 years, I think they know how to interview people. I could definitely learn from him. I think of everything we do. I'm telling you. Hey, Soul. It could be Don, or possible it could be the oldest boy too. It's not on. I'm looking at it. 28 minutes left. I don't know what you guys keep seeing is on. The only thing on is all his memberships. See, he's not on yet. You guys want to see a lot of green? It's like nonstop green, 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 green. It could be Don, a possible oldest boy. Seems to run in the family. Absolutely. He's on in about 27 minutes. Thank you, Soul. 27:52. Oh, that's what that noise was. I was wondering what that noise was. He has 2 reminders. This is going to be a good interview. It really is. I have total faith in this interview. Only green I like to see is money and weed. I'm telling you, he is so green. He must have got like 100 members already. It just keeps going on and on and on. I'm jelly. I'm green and jelly. Now, seriously though, I just don't understand how I'm really the only one that's brought this to the forefront about maybe Candace isn't the bad one. Maybe she's not. I'm watching it now, Laura. She's by the lake. I'm telling you, it's not on. Maybe for you it's on. It's not on here. Thank you, Amy. Hey, Glenda. We're just seeing 278 waiting, scheduled for July 26th, 26:39 to go. Whoop. See? Not on yet. I believe he's on. How is he on already? Nope, not on. I don't know what you guys are seeing. Oh, he's saying go here first. I gotcha. I gotcha. So he's on over there. But that's not the interview. I don't want to just stream him. It's on, and it's on a premiere.
Well, help me understand, when you went home, tell me about those dynamics that day. Take me back to that day.
More secluded, private kind of thing.
To ministers.
This shirt for me, I'm not sure exactly what her name is.
And tell me the significance
Of this shirt. Why is it so important?
Because my daughter loved Paw Patrol.
Okay. Yeah, she did Paw Patrol. What else? Princesses.
Ponies, and she loved Frozen. And then she started with these, they're little animals, but I'm not sure what they are. And they got big eyeballs. I can't remember what the name of them are. I got a couple on my window.
Are they like little, they got like the big eyes, that kind of thing?
Yeah, they got the big eyes.
Yeah.
She likes bracelets and jewelry, and she's just a round girl.
Yeah, yeah. So let's take me back to that day when y'all were here swimming.
Okay.
You okay with that? Okay. So let's walk me down. Is this where you parked?
Yeah, this is where I park. I park here all the time.
All the time. And now, do you come here a lot?
I used to come here a lot. Yeah.
And do you bring the kids here?
I'd bring the kids here all the time, and they'd either fish or swim,
Okay.
whichever.
Right.
There's nobody down here hardly.
Right.
So it's away from. I don't like to have the kids around a bunch of other kids because of all the sickness and stuff that's been going around, different kids and stuff like that.
Yep.
So this was more secluded, private kind of thing, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. That makes sense.
I'm more of a quiet kind of person. I don't like to be in a big crowd.
Yeah.
I tend to stick to myself and my family, and that's it.
Yeah. And when you guys got here, who was with you? There's a lot of rumors
my
about.
My mother was with me.
Yep.
And my daughter.
Yep.
Summer, and Hunter was with us.
Okay. Now, tell me about the dynamics of what everybody was doing. Who was doing what when you first got here? What happened?
I got out of the car first, and then I opened the back door because my mom's got a double door on her truck.
Right.
So I opened the back door and I let her and Hunter out.
Okay.
And Summer's first thing is to run to the water, of course.
Right.
And I was like, Summer, just wait, let me get my stuff and I'll walk over there with you. And she waited for me, and I don't know, Hunter went off into the woods somewhere. I don't know where he went.
Now, where was Summer sitting?
She was sitting in the middle seat.
Okay.
Hunter was sitting on the end.
Okay.
And my mom said, hold on a minute, so we waited for my mom to get out.
Okay.
And Hunter, he just done disappeared into the woods. I don't know where he went.
Okay. Okay.
And me and my mom and Summer walked over there, and we were just letting Summer play, and then Hunter eventually come back out of the woods wherever he was.
Okay.
And
so let's walk over there. Show me. And I'll just follow you, okay?
No.
So I'll follow you on which direction. And
everything's slow motion now.
I know. So which direction does Hunter go?
He went that way.
He went that way. Now, was he in a bathing suit?
No, I think he just had his shorts and his shirt on.
Okay, and Summer, was she in her bathing suit?
Yes.
And how did she get in her bathing suit? Or?
I actually put her bathing suit on before we left home because it was really hot out that day.
Okay.
So it was just something small and then not so hot.
Okay. Okay.
Because I know how she gets too hot.
Okay. And what was the temperature that day? Give me an idea.
Probably in the 80s.
Okay. So it's Tennessee warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it is now.
And are you an air-conditioned person, or in your mom's truck was the AC on? Or
I don't like AC.
Okay. Okay. So what happened? Where do you guys go, and where's Summer going here?
We all walked down this path, me, my mom, and Summer.
All right. So all three of you together.
Yeah.
Now, how does Mom's knee handle this hill here?
Well, she uses her cane, so it's a little bit easier, and she'll hold on to my shoulder so
Okay.
she doesn't fall or nothing.
So you're kind of escorting her down here.
Yeah.
And is Summer ahead of you or behind
She's
you?
right here in front of me.
Okay. So walk me through that.
Oh, we're just walking down through here. I mean, usually, like I said, we go slow because of my mom's knee.
Okay.
Messed up.
Okay.
I was just standing here at the end, and then, well, the water's up a lot further than it usually is. Usually it's down. You can usually see all that wood sticking up all the water. And she was just playing right here.
And what time do you get here about, if you remember?
I couldn't even tell you, to be honest with you. Time is... I don't keep track of time.
No, I understand.
I mean, I get up in the morning, I do my thing with the kids, and then we go to bed.
Okay.
I can't even tell you. I know I went to the hospital at 8 with my mom, dropped her off, and I was sitting there, and Hunter called me and asked me what I was doing. I said I was sitting at the hospital in the parking lot waiting on my mom to get done. And he said, well, why don't y'all come over? I said, well, as long as your mom says it's okay. And I guess he woke her up or said something to her, and he said, yeah, she said it's fine for a little bit, because I guess his grandma was coming over or something. She don't like her. But I don't like her either, so.
Okay.
That's true.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, seems like you guys have had a falling out. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
And,
it was stupid part on out, really honest.
What was it over?
Well, I don't know if it was her husband or Hunter's, I'm just going to say Hunter's daddy. Come out with all these guys and stuff, and we're supposed to move down here. And they couldn't find a place to stay or whatever. Well, I don't really remember what this guy's name was. I know he's a Mexican, I think. And she
that Jose guy?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, she wanted him to stay. And she was also staying at my house.
Okay.
So I said, well, if you're going to be with him, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. That's y'all's deal. And I don't know, they did whatever they did because I didn't really pay attention to them. I just hung out with the kids and my mom. And then one day he just goes, I like chicks with dicks. After him and her did whatever. And she got all pissed off and just said, told my mom, take me and my kids back to my place. I'm out of here. So I don't even know what really happened.
Okay.
She just went off the handle. And ever since that, I don't know, she's just been hateful towards me. I don't know, I don't get it. Okay. I really wish I could understand it.
Okay.
And she stuck me with that guy. And then my husband got home. He's like, well, who's this guy, you know? And I'm like, Allie left him here, abandoned him here. I was like, he ain't got no place to go. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then my mom took him after my husband and him got into a little squirrel. My mom took him, I believe it was to North Carolina to some chick's house. And then that was the end of him. I never heard from him again.
So your mom drove him up there?
Yeah, my mom did.
Okay.
And I never heard from the guy again.
What part of North Carolina, do you know?
I don't even know.
Okay. What kind of vehicle did he have, if any?
He didn't have no vehicle.
Okay. Your mom took him
My mom took him in her truck.
Got it. Straight up. Okay. Then, so you're down here, and all of a sudden now, Summer is doing what?
Summer's just playing in the water right here.
Okay.
I'm just standing right here. Well, the flowers have died that were there on that road.
Oh, so there were a bunch of flowers here?
There's a bunch of flowers right here, yeah, on this little petal. I don't know what, I guess they've all died now, but.
Okay. And where's Grandma?
Mom's standing right here.
Okay.
And I'm over here close to the edge just because Summer's in the water, you know what I'm saying? That's my thing.
Okay.
And she's just playing, you know, like a normal kid would play in the water. And then Hunter came from wherever he was and come down here and was standing here. I don't want to get all wet, but he was like standing here and Summer was out a little bit further. They were pretty far apart from like me and your wife is.
Okay. Is that the TikTok video you took?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you can see how far they were apart.
Yeah, I can see it, right.
And with him sitting there saying that she fell on a rock, there's no rock. Where do you see a rock?
Right. Yeah, the only rocks I saw were right over here.
Yeah,
and then up there.
Yeah, they're way over there, and I'm right here.
Okay. So this is where she is, though?
Yeah, this is where she is right here.
Okay. And how is she, what's her behavior?
She's jumping around, splashing, having a good time.
Summer.
Just like Summer would always do.
Okay.
I mean, that's how all my kids are.
Okay.
They just splash around and have a good time.
Does she go underwater at any time that you see?
Oh, she just dips her head in, but sticks it right back up. I mean, it was only up to here at the time.
Where did this idea of under the water, where's that come from? Okay.
That just blew my mind when I heard that. I was like, she didn't even go into, because when she was playing in the water, I was literally taking the TikTok video just to watch, you know, and I did different things because that's how TikTok is. You can do different things with them.
Right.
And I was just taking TikTok video, and he come up out of there somewhere, and I was like, just splashed around, and then he threw up gang signs.
Do you know them?
No, I have no idea who that is.
Okay.
And then he started throwing up gang signs, and I'm like, so I moved it back away from him as quick as I could, and I was videoing them flowers, and then back at Summer again real quick. And then he decided to get in the water right there, and he went like this with the water a couple times. I told him, please stop that. She don't like to be splashed.
Okay.
And so he quit and got out. And I said, come on, Summer, we got to go get Grandma's prescription. And we just got back in the truck and left.
Okay, so a lot has been said about the tea thing, right? And there's Can over there and stuff. Now, I asked Hunter,
when we come down
tell me
here,
the story on that.
This place was littered in trash.
Okay.
It was all trash down here. Like, them teas were all over through there, all through everywhere.
Okay.
There was flowers that my mom wanted to pick from here, and I said, Mom, you better not do that. It's a state park. You get in trouble for that if you get caught.
Okay.
I'm not getting caught for that.
Okay.
And I told her that, and we just walked on back to the truck, but I don't know where that iced tea coming from. I know that I did buy an iced tea.
Okay.
From the smoke shop in town, but I bought that iced tea from my mother.
Okay. Okay.
And if she was here today, she would tell you that.
Right. Right.
And the vapes that I bought were nicotine vapes from the hippie house.
Next door.
Right, next door.
Okay.
Well, no, they're kind of, one's further down by the mall. The smoke shop's further down by the mall where I got the iced tea. And the hippie house is just right over here before you crossed over the bridge.
Got it. Okay. So the smoke shop where you bought the
we went to the hospital.
Right.
And picked up my mom.
Right.
And then we stopped at the smoke shop and I got mom that twisted tea that she wanted. And then I stopped at the hippie house and got me some smoked nicotine vapes. Is what I got.
Okay. What flavor?
I think they were Skittles.
Okay.
Because that's kind of like.
Wait, do they have like a different flavor?
They actually taste like Skittles.
Okay.
It's the only kind I'll buy.
Okay.
And then we left from there and we went straight down to Walgreens and went through the drive-thru. But after we were done at the hippie house, I think we bought 3 of them. I think, to believe. And I set them right there on the console, and he asked for one. I said, no, you can't have none.
Did he take one?
I don't know.
Okay.
Honest to God, I don't know.
Okay.
But then we went to the Walgreens and dropped off mom's prescription. I said, well, if we got to wait 30 minutes, why don't we just bring Summer down here and let her play for a little bit?
Okay.
And that's what we did.
Okay.
I mean, there was nothing. I honestly didn't see him drink nothing down here. I don't know what he's talking about. I really don't.
All right. So it's your word against his, basically.
Pretty much.
Okay. On this scenario right here. Okay. So from here, where do you guys go?
Walgreens to pick up my mom's prescription.
Okay. Is that the Walgreens right down at the edge here?
Right straight across.
It's the one that I showed the other day that it's right down here?
Yeah, when we turned to come down here, it's right there on the corner.
Okay. You get mom's prescription.
Yep.
Then what happens?
Then I told mom, I said, well, why don't we get a Sonic?
Okay.
Because it's hot out.
Right.
So we drove in there, got a Sonic.
Right across the street.
Yep, right across the street.
Okay.
And then we left from there, and I went up Moreland Drive because I had to pick up a few things. I was in the store for maybe 5 minutes.
Okay.
Grabbed some milk and some cheese, and I don't remember what else I bought.
Okay. And that's the foodless?
No, priceless.
Priceless. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And then I was like, Hunter, you're not coming to the house. I'm sorry to tell you, but you're going back to your house.
Okay.
And I took him back to his house and dropped him off and left. And Summer was still awake when I left his house.
Okay. Okay.
And Allie did never walk to the truck and try to talk to me or
okay.
I tried to get her to come over and talk to me, but she wouldn't.
Okay. Where does from here when you left here, okay, and you went to Sonic, like you mentioned, what flavors do you buy? Do you remember?
I think I got me and Mom a grape.
Is that your favorite?
Not my mom.
Is that your favorite?
That's my favorite. I don't remember what Mom got. She got it's like a cool water or something like that.
Okay.
And then Hunter, I think, wanted the blue one, I think.
Okay, is that the slushy?
Yeah.
Okay.
The slushies. I don't really.
Did you buy food?
Nope.
Just the slushies?
Just the slushies.
Okay. Then what happened?
And then we left from there, went to Priceless, and I wasn't even in there 5 minutes.
Okay.
Grabbed my milk, come right back out the door, and he was sitting there playing on TikTok like he always does.
Okay.
I mean, and then for him to sit there and say that he doesn't even make TikToks, I have on my phone personally, I can show you where he's made TikToks.
Okay.
Honest to God.
I hope you've given it to the officials, right?
No, actually it's still on my phone. I haven't had a chance because I was going to talk to them Tuesday when I went back to town.
Okay,
I got some business I got to take care of.
Got it, roger that. So from there, you go back to Hunter's house.
I drop him off.
Explain the milk. The picture of
the milk, it was sitting right there beside Summer.
Okay.
Because when I handed it to Hunter in the car, he was on the outside.
Oh.
I said, Hunter, put this on the other side of Summer and just set it over there.
Okay.
And she was wide awake sitting up.
Okay.
Like, she didn't go to sleep until after we left town.
Did she change clothes?
Yeah, I changed her clothes because when I have the windows down, it could be 100 degrees. I'll have all the windows up. Roll up the window, Mommy, I'm cold. And she not be cold, but I still do it.
Is that part of Summer's personality?
That's just Summer.
Tell me about Summer.
Tell you about Summer.
I want to know about Summer.
She's a happy little girl.
Okay.
She's the best little girl anybody could imagine. Just like, well, I don't really want to say her name.
Yeah, don't say her name.
But, you know, happy-go-lucky. Nothing ever brings her down, hardly.
Mm-hmm. Today's a tough day for you, I can tell.
Yeah, it's really tough. It's been tough lately.
Tell me about that.
Every time I look around, I see her face.
Okay.
I don't know what else I can tell you.
Well, help me understand when you went home. Tell me about those dynamics that day. Take me back to that day. Yeah, on the way home.
On the way home, well, we were just sitting there talking, me and Mom, about everything pretty much. Trees, flowers, rocks. Whatever Mom likes, you know, pretty much we talk about. And I was like, what's Summer doing? She's like, oh, she fell asleep. I was like, oh, how's she sleeping? And when I look back, because I'm driving, and I look back like this, she had her arms up like this, like her daddy sleeps all the time.
Okay.
So I wanted to catch that moment.
Okay.
You know, it's just things I do.
Right.
And I was like, here, Mom, hurry up, take that picture. And then she accidentally hit the video record instead of the picture part.
Okay.
So like, did you catch it? She's like, F, no, I accidentally hit the video part.
That's what you get for handing Grandma the camera.
Yeah, well, I was driving though.
Okay.
And I was like, did she put her arm back down? She's like, yeah. I was like, dang. And then she got a picture of her, but by that time her arm was down. But her arm was up most of the time like this.
Right.
And we were like 2 minutes from the house when she took her arm down.
Okay.
And then when we got to the house, we unlocked the gate, went up, and I woke her up. She got up, I unbuckled her, she got out of the car. We went and grabbed the boys from the house to come help us with the groceries.
Yep.
Because I always have them come help me do something.
And now, who was home when you got home?
My 3 sons.
Okay. And how old's your oldest?
He'll be 13 in September.
Okay. So was he babysitting?
Well, technically they weren't really, they were watching TV and sleeping at the same time.
Okay.
And I was just going to run out for a second, and we never even planned, I didn't even plan for Hunter to even be with us that day at all.
Got it.
He just called and was like, want to come over for a second? I was like, yeah, I'll come over for a second, but I got to get right back to Mom. And that was all it was a quick second thing.
Got it.
And he's like, Mom, can I go with them? I'm like sitting there shaking my head like this, and I was like, I don't care. So I'm just like, okay, whatever.
Okay.
You know, I didn't even think nothing of it. You know what I'm saying? I always take them kids. Every time they call me and ask me, come get me, I always come get them because their mom don't do nothing with them.
Okay.
She just sits there.
That seems to be the difference between you and Allie. You guys have a difference in terms of what you say you do and what she says she does, right? There's always that. It seems to be a conflict.
Conflict somewhere.
Yeah. So, yeah, go ahead. Finish your thought.
But I'm always taking the kids like it was, I want to say like 3-4 months ago. I went over to Allie's and I asked Allie if she wanted her and the kids wanted to go up to, I want to call it Ducktown, because that's where we planned on going, was Ducktown. And she's like, no, I'm going to sleep, blah, blah, blah. We're like, all right. And Hunter's like, well, can I go? And Allie's like, yeah, go ahead. So we took him up to Ducktown with us and stuff and brought him back, and everything was fine. I thought we were good friends, but I guess she's trying to get back at me for some reason. I don't know.
Those are reasons that
they're beyond me.
Yeah.
It blows my mind.
And you know what? That's not for me, right? That's let the authorities figure that out. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
That's why I didn't really want to do an interview, because I'm not trying to fight this,
right.
or say something that I say. Right. I'm not into all that game.
I'm here to help find your daughter.
I want to find Summer. I don't even care about anybody else's bullcrap. I want to find my daughter.
I do too. Okay.
That's all this matters to me.
I totally agree. I totally agree that I'm on that same page with you. All these people, I'm sure, are on the exact same page as well. I think you know that, right? Yeah. So walk me through when you got home.
Okay.
You unload the grocery. What exactly is going down there?
Well, I bring my kids out, and we all unload the groceries, but we all go in my house first because we sort out my mom's groceries from her groceries. Okay. We always do.
Yeah.
And we did that, and Mom walked back across, and me and Summer were putting groceries away, and watching TV off and on, and just chilling with the boys, hanging out, and then we decided to do some laundry, because laundry, my kids, they got 80 pairs of pants, 80 pairs, each one of them.
Okay.
So, doing laundry at my house is like
a job, right?
It's a job.
Right. Do you have a bulldozer?
No. Sometimes I wish I did.
Okay.
No, that's just joking.
Got it. That's okay.
But
you're doing laundry.
Doing laundry and stuff, and kids are all sitting there watching TV, chilling. And I stepped down, and I noticed Mom was sitting on the step, and her step is like literally from here to that tree, from my doorstep.
Okay.
I can literally walk over and be right there.
Okay.
And she's like looking around. I was like, what's your problem? She's like, we got to get these plants transplanted into bigger pots.
Okay.
And she.
Now you're sitting on the front porch, or where you all?
No, I'm not sitting. I'm
Are you in
standing.
the house?
No, no. She's sitting on our camper step right there. And,
Okay.
And the flowers are here on both sides.
Okay.
And I'm just standing there. We're just talking. And she's like, we got to get these transplanted. I was like, all right, well. She goes, well, we know the boys ain't going to help because they don't like to do flowers.
Yeah, well, boy does, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like, but I know someone that will. So I ran back in the house and I grabbed Summer. She was sitting in the kitchen playing with her little, what are them? Little short guys with the big eyeballs.
Okay.
And I was like, Summer, you want to plant flowers? Me and Grandma plant
Is that the
rocks?
LOL things? Are they?
No, they're not.
Like
She didn't really like LOLs.
Okay.
She didn't care for those. No, I don't know what they're called. They're all kinds of different characters, like different animals, but they got big eyes.
Okay.
She liked them, so I bought them for her. And she was sitting there, I was like, Summer, you want to do some flower planting and stuff? She jumped up faster than anybody I've seen jump up. She's like, pretty flowers? I was like, yeah, let's go over to Grandma's and plant flowers. Transplant is what we did. And so we did that, and I don't know, it took us a while. Probably 30, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, I don't know. We're not real fast people. We don't.
Okay. Your Tennessee time.
Yeah,
Just sitting on a porch,
chilling.
drinking some sweet tea and just.
I don't drink tea. But
Okay, but chatting her around.
yeah, just chatting pretty much. Me and Mom drink Mountain Dew.
Okay.
That's what we do. We drink Mountain Dew.
Yep.
And summer we got done. We washed our hands real quick. Went in Grandma's house. And she asked Grandma for a piece of candy. She always does.
Okay.
And of course, Grandma gives it to her.
Sure.
And she wanted a piece of candy, so Grandma gave it to her. We were sitting there for about, I don't know, 5-10 minutes maybe at the most. And she goes, Mom, I want to go back to the house with my brothers. I was like, all right. So I got up and I walked her back across to where I could literally see her walking to my doorstep.
Okay.
And she
Front door, back door?
No, well, I don't know if you want to call it the front door or back door because I don't really consist which way.
Which door is it? Yeah. In some of the pictures I see, there's a door around the bottom and the back.
Not the basement door. I call it the kitchen door is what I call it.
Okay.
And she walked in there, and there's a scaffolding that we have for steps. The yellow and black scaffolding we have for steps. Okay. And I put my hand on the scaffold. I said, boys, watch Summer. I'll be right back. And I had to go over and help Mom. She was still sitting over there. And I had to go and get her knee brace and fix it for her because it was twisted and crap.
Okay.
It took me like 5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not a time person. Never have been.
Okay.
And next thing I know, I said, Mom, I'm going back over with the kids, chill and hang out, whatever. And I freaking asked her brothers, well, where'd your sister go? She was just right here with you. But she wanted to go play with her toys downstairs, Mom. I said, I think none of them, because that's where our room is, that's where her toys are.
Okay.
And after about a second, I didn't hear nothing down there. I was like, you sure she went downstairs? They're like, yeah, Mom, she went downstairs.
Okay.
And my boys do not lie to me. So I went around because my stairs, my husband calls it a bar, but it's not really a bar. I call it a mess. We built it over the staircase. I guess you could call it a bar, but it's not really a bar because we don't drink that much. So, but it was like where we put our TV stand and stuff like that. And I walked around because that's where the steps are hidden up underneath there. And I said, Summer. And she didn't answer me. I said, Summer, are you down there? And she didn't answer me. So I ran down the stairs pretty much. I was freaking out. I was like, why is she not answering me? And I looked, I just went, I blew up. I went everywhere looking for her. So I couldn't find her nowhere.
Okay. Then what happened?
She was just gone.
Okay.
She was just gone into nowhere. And I started tracing the property, going everywhere I could. I sent my boys down through the.
Welcome to the interview room.
Well, we live on the hill, so it was down in the down by the creek. I sent them all down through there, looking and everything. They still didn't find her, and they said no. So I ran over and I freaked out. I called Don because that's what I do automatically. I freak out, you know.
You called Don.
I called Don. I said I cannot find Summer. Come home now. He's like, call the cops. So I threw my phone down on the back of his pickup, ran over to my mom, picked up her phone because the only one that gets out there is AT&T.
Okay.
So I picked up her phone and dialed her. I said I cannot find my daughter. And they sent people out and I wasn't just gonna stand there and wait for them to send people out.
Right.
I jumped in my mom's truck and I went down the driveway as fast as I could. I went everywhere I could possibly think, every road which way. I didn't see no cars, I didn't see nobody at all. And I was like flipping out. I was like, I was a hot mess, so you call it.
Okay.
Really good place to be.
It's just, it makes no sense.
Right up front that we're classy in terms of how we treat others and treat each other, because I've learned over the years that there's enough hate and discontent in the world that when you're trying to investigate homicide and or missing persons, and more specifically a 5-year-old little girl like the authorities are, then the way you get
Is that somebody snuck up there in that yard and took my baby girl.
What are the odds of that?
What are the odds of that?
From your perspective?
It happens all the time, all the way around the world.
I'm not questioning that it happens. I'm just asking you from your perspective, and your property living up there as long as you have, Candace, right? What are the odds that that happened? Take a guess.
50-50.
Okay. What would be the 50% that it didn't happen? What are the other possibilities?
I have no idea.
Okay. Could she have walked away and fallen?
Knowing my daughter?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Okay.
No.
Okay. What's in your heart today in terms of what gives you hope, and what do you hold on to? I mean, you've been around the block a couple of weekends, okay? I mean, so have I. And
let me just say this real quick. In my opinion, that's what makes her credible. She could have said, yeah, she could have walked off. She could have disappeared into the night because, Summer does stuff like that. She didn't do that. So, in my opinion, if she killed her, she would have given every possible scenario to put it out there. Like, yeah, she could have walked away. So, I don't know. To me, that makes her more credible that she's not saying that. I don't know. To me, that's how I feel. You can't hear what? You can't hear me? What about now? Can you hear me now? I'm telling you, I just don't think that somebody that killed her wouldn't have given every possible scenario out there. Like, yeah, she walked away. She just walked away, no problem. I don't know. To me, that gives her more credibility. Maybe.
And I think what you're telling me here, I have no reason to disagree with you. You know what I mean? I mean, there's going to be a lot of he said, she said, and and I know, no matter what, okay, no matter what,
In my heart, I believe, now this is just the way I feel.
I respect that. Totally respect that.
I feel that somebody has got her hid out somewhere.
Okay.
And is keeping her away from us.
Help me understand why that's in your heart.
Okay, first off, I didn't know how many sex offenders lived around me that were only 8 minutes from my property.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Right.
And another, my daughter never goes out into the woods because we've taught her there's dangerous snakes, there's bears, there's pack of dogs, there's coyotes, there's everything magical out there in the woods that can hurt you.
Okay.
I've even taught my boys that.
Okay.
And I have never stressed that enough. I tell her that every day.
Right.
And she would never ever go anywhere than that swing that's on that tree.
Okay. Yeah, tell me about that swing. Is that her favorite? I love those videos you put up showing her just having an absolute blast. That's a blast. What about this call allegedly that Hunter says came in? Well, he said there was a call that Dawn made to you while you were in line at the prescription Did that happen?
He called me and asked how everything was going
Okay.
and how soon we were going to be home.
Okay. Hunter relates that he mentioned to you that Don had said something about somebody around the property. Is that true?
That is so bullshit.
Okay.
Sorry to say, but that's a bunch of bullshit.
Okay. All right. Okay. So where is?
I don't mean to get upset, but when something
you're
like that,
here's the good news. Okay. This is your daughter.
I know where my husband was.
Okay. But you have every reason. Don't apologize.
No, I'm just.
Okay. Don't
it makes
apologize.
Me so mad that.
I mean, the fact that you're wearing mom patrol.
That somebody could stand there and lie.
People lie.
To law enforcement, to everybody. It makes me so mad that it just makes my blood boil.
Right. So she disappears.
I don't know what else to say.
What are the possibilities in your mind? I know what your heart's saying. Your heart's saying she's with somebody right now. How would we know how to connect that dot? You and me.
Well, like, for instance, that Dobbs guy that was supposed to be camping across at my neighbor's house.
Right.
He was there that same time, and then Tony Hammonds, whoever the hell he is, he was down through there.
Who was there when you got home?
There was nobody there. There was my mom mentioned the blue van across at my neighbor's house, but I just figured she had company.
Okay.
I didn't know about that was the guy that was trying to move in there. I didn't know that at the time.
Okay.
And so I didn't think nothing. I just figured it was neighbors. I had visitors.
Okay.
You know, I didn't think nothing about that. I gotta stop. I can't do no more. I gotta have a cigarette. Sorry.
No, good. Light it up.
I just don't.
Light it up, girl.
I don't like to breathe in.
No. Go blow it. Go. I'm not gonna. Don't worry about me. You should see me drive. I'm a mess when I drive.
You can't drive like I
can. You got a lot going on, Candace. I respect you. I'm sorry that you're having all this problem. And no matter what we say, you or me, somebody's going to question
It
it.
doesn't matter what I say or do or try to prove to people. Somebody's always going to twist my stuff.
Right.
And for that one woman to go on there that works with Allie, she don't know me and my kids. She don't know what they do every day. Most of my boys work here. They tell you.
I've seen a lot of your pictures.
Yeah.
That speaks volumes. You know what I mean? That speaks a lot. That says a lot. Nobody's perfect though, right?
No, I'm not perfect.
I'm not perfect by any means, shape, or thought.
Never have been perfect. Never meant to try to be perfect.
And me neither. I mean, you.
I am a person just like you.
Yep.
Or your wife.
That's
or
right.
That person out there on that jet ski.
That's right.
I'm no different than anybody else.
We all make mistakes. There's no question about that. No question about it.
I can't even enjoy life without my kids.
Help me understand what you mean by that.
Like how these guys are out here having fun with their family and stuff. I can't even go in that water and pretend to even have fun because what's the point? She's not here to enjoy it with.
You know, I lost a son.
Yeah, you were saying that.
I know that hole. I know there's a depth of pain that nobody understands until you have been in that hole. Okay? And
you know, I've been in this hole twice now.
Help me understand that.
Well, once when my mom called me and said that they couldn't find my little sister Rosie.
Okay.
When she disappeared. And that was heartbreaking. But my daughter, that's twice as worse.
Right.
You might as well just rip my chest out, throw it out there for the fish to eat, because it's worthless without her. I try to be strong for my boys. I try to have hope. I feel like everybody is against me.
It's all right. You wanna rest for a minute? You wanna take a
Please.
break for a second?
Yes.
Yeah. Take your time. Nobody else is here. They're all gone. Everybody left. You know, the world today is so different than it used to be even 10 years ago, because of, you know, the people can get on, you know, this little device and say, you know, he's lying, she's lying, he's this, that, he, you know, and they do it about me too. You're right. It's just so out of control almost.
I've really never seen so much hate in my life until now.
I believe it.
Honestly.
I believe it. I believe it. Because I think everybody wants to help, but they don't know how to help. So when they hear indiscrepancies, okay, automatically that take, what is that?
A bee.
Oh man, don't get stung on me now. You'll be blaming me for a bee sting. But you know, they don't know how to help, or they want to help, and then of course there's one discrepancy on YouTube or, you know, wherever, and next thing you know it just gets crazy. I mean, I've had people say, oh, you know, you paid Hunter to talk to him. Seriously? Am I paying you? No.
I don't want your money.
And I wouldn't offer it. Okay.
I don't want nobody's money.
I'm not here for that.
I just want my daughter.
I'm here
That's
for
all I
that
want.
reason. That's why I'm here. Okay. That is why I'm here. I'm not interfering with the investigators. I'm letting them do.
I'm not neither. I'm going to let them do their job.
Let them do their thing.
Do their job.
Let them do their thing.
That's all.
Okay. And you know, you came down here on your own to walk me through this.
Yes, sir.
I credit you for that. I respect you for that. Okay? And somebody's going to find something wrong with it, though.
Of course they will.
I'm giving you a heads up. Okay.
Oh, I already know this.
All right. I'm just telling you. Okay.
That's how the world is today.
It is. Now, the other side of that, okay, is if there is a suspicious person or somebody like that, that now you mentioned, or Don, I can't remember in the first interview, Donna had mentioned that on the news, he mentioned that he thought that she was abducted. How did that conclusion come so quickly? Help me understand that.
Because she never wanders.
Okay.
She always stays right there by the house, right there by the swing.
Okay.
She'll go to grandma's, but she'll be right back to the house.
Okay.
She'll never leave the house. She'll never go out of my sight.
Okay. So what did you tell Dawn at work when you called him?
I just said she was missing. I can't find her. That's all I said.
Do you remember where he was that day? What job site he was on?
I believe he was in Jonesboro at the Meadows, I believe.
Okay, and he's hanging drywall?
No, he's finishing drywall.
Okay, so he's a finisher.
Yeah.
Okay, a taper.
Yep.
Got it. And do you help him?
Well, I tried to help him yesterday, but I just...
Yesterday when I called you, is that where you were working? You told me you were working, and you said you were going to go to church.
Yep.
And you went to church.
Yep,
Okay.
I sure did.
So you did all the things you told me you were going to do.
Sir.
And I got it. Okay, so that all lined up. Okay. And now, when you called him, what was his reaction?
He's like, what, are you playing with me? I was like, no, I'm not playing. He's like, call 911, and that's what I did.
Okay.
That was all that was said.
Okay. Okay. What was Grandma doing?
Grandma was out hollering for as much as she could. She couldn't. She can't really get down my driveway's horrible.
Right.
Horrible.
Right.
I don't know if you ever been out there, but it's
I went to your end. I didn't go up.
right, it's horrible out there. The driveway's now. Every time it rains, all the gravel goes into the creek.
Okay. Is Don home now?
No, he's actually at work.
Okay. Do you think you could show me where she was, where you were, and so we
At
could?
my house?
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
Is that cool?
That's fine.
Okay. Well, let's head up there.
All right. I guess he's gonna make a part 2. Hold on. All right. Am I loud enough? Am I loud enough? That's it. That's all there was. I'm assuming he's gonna put it on a different video. You can't hear me. I don't know why nobody can hear me. Hold on. What about now? Is that better? You guys heard me fine before though, right? No, I can see on my, I could see on it that it's not as high as it should be. You're welcome, Susie Q. Alright, that should be better though. No, I'll just get my microphone closer. That should be a lot better though. Usually I'm like so loud, people are like, oh my god, you're too loud. Alright. So let's get into what you guys think. Hold on. Whoop. Let me shut him off. Okay. So let's get into what you guys thought of the interview. I am torn because I believe her. She, to me, does not seem like somebody who killed her child. She doesn't seem like somebody who murdered her child, but I don't know. She's very calm for somebody with a missing child. I almost feel like, I don't know, watching the interview kind of gives me credence that maybe she is hiding her. Maybe Don got rid of her. Maybe she really doesn't know. Maybe, you know, like, here's the other thing. Do we even know if Don was at work? We don't. We have no idea if Don was at work. We have no idea if Don set this whole thing up and she really doesn't know. We know she was abused. So is she afraid to say anything? Is she afraid to show emotion because of Don? Does she know Don did something? Like, I just don't know. At CNS, I don't feel like she knows. I don't know. She's much different away from Don. Yeah, she's much more talkative away from Don. I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I really am. I'm torn. I heard that wasn't verified yet, but we need to know if he went to work. Yeah, we don't know. See, Amy, honestly, I was not that into this case until the other day. until I started seeing that nobody was thinking the way I was, or I couldn't find a YouTuber that was thinking the way I was. And maybe I'm wrong. I could be way off. But because nobody was thinking the way I was, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put this out there. I'm going to get more into this case now because I'm going to put this out there. I agree. I don't know what to think either. She could have moved her to a safe place. That was, Hounds, you weren't here in the beginning. That's what I said early on, is that I wonder if that's the case. I wonder if that's actually what's going on. I don't know. But she's not overacting and pleading for Summer. I agree. I saw people in chat say, why would Hunter's mom lie? I could think of a lot of reasons why Hunter's mom would lie. A lot. Thank you, Amy. How's that? Can you guys hear me better? Yeah, you guys can hear me better now, right? It's a news that can make you look guilty or innocent. They go with the masses. It sells. Chris showed us her human side, the mother. Huh? She acts inappropriately. Yeah, but that's what I was saying before. We don't know what she's like normally. Like, we have no idea what Candace is like. This may be who Candace is. Candace may not show a lot of emotion. Candace may not have a lot of emotion. We just don't know. She was daddy's girl. Why would he harm her? You never know. Who knows? Did you catch on a first interview that she made the comment that no one would neglect Summer as long as Candace was around? I feel in my gut Don set it up. It's definitely possible. Aaron Shane, key case. Yes. There are a lot of trafficking rings with LE involved in Tennessee. I still have abduction in back of my mind. Hey, Reagan. I don't think she has anything to do with Candace. Who? You mean you don't think Summer has anything to do with Candace? Yeah, I made the volume like I could see on my marks that it should be a lot louder. Hang on.
I was watching the interview and noticed many red flags. However, I wanted to prove that there is some deception here. Even if it is something small, it still matters. I picked up on a direct contradiction in a statement they made about Summer's shaven head. Let's listen.
She was a tomboy. I shaved my head. She wanted to have her head shaved like me and the boys did.
She tried to shave her head
She tried
in
to
the
shave her
back
head
and make
herself.
it, I think you can see it in some of the pictures, and it was getting out of control. So we decided to shave her head off and let it grow back long, and she shaved her head so she wouldn't feel bad. But
Candace says that Summer was a tomboy, and she wanted her head shaved just like her mom and brothers. Donald feels the need to jump in right here and say that she even tried to cut her hair herself. Here comes the contradiction. He says that Candace shaved her head because she didn't want Summer to feel bad. So, which is it? Did Summer have her head shaved because she's a tomboy and wanted to look like Candace and her brothers? Or is it because she cut her hair by herself? They decided to shave it, and then Mom shaved her head as well so that Summer didn't feel bad. What do you guys think?
I don't know if I'd call that a direct contradiction. AB and Tiffany have been saying someone like Grandma took her away and it was planned by her and her mom. So that's what I'm saying. Everybody's saying the mom, which makes me think that she's in Wisconsin. I honestly believe she's in Wisconsin. I don't know if she's alive, but I believe she's in Wisconsin. That's not what I was looking for, though. Samantha, I think she's in Wisconsin. I really do.
It's been almost 2 weeks to date, and they have actually 5-year-old Summer Wells spoke on Dawn.
I feel in my heart that somebody has came up here and took her, has lured her away from here. Me and my mother and her were planting flowers, and we went in, and she got a piece of candy from Grandma, and she wanted to go back over and see her brothers, and I said okay, and I walked her all the way over to the porch, and I watched her walk into the kitchen where the boy.
The reason why I say Wisconsin, because that's where people keep going to. That's where Rose goes to. That's where Grandma just went to. That's why I think that she's in Wisconsin. Grandma just left and went to Wisconsin.
Boys were watching TV, and I told the boys, I said, watch Summer, I'll be back. And within 2 minutes I came back, and I asked the boys where their sister was, and they said, she went downstairs, Mom, to play with her toys in the playroom. I said, okay. And
I just have to point out one thing. So, Denise, you became a sub and waited 20 minutes just to say that? Sorry, hon, you're the moron, not me.
I yelled downstairs for her a couple times, and I didn't get no answer, which was unusual because usually she always answers me. And so I went down there to check, and she was nowhere in sight. She was just gone.
Oh, I want to hear that
She
again.
got a piece of candy from Grandma, and she wanted to go back over and see her brothers, and I said okay, and I walked her all the way over to the porch, and I watched her walk into the kitchen where the boys were watching TV, and I told the boys, I said, watch Summer, I'll be back. And within 2 minutes I came back, and I asked the boys where their sister was, and they said, she went downstairs, Mom, to play with her toys in the playroom. I said, okay. And I yelled downstairs for her a couple times, and I didn't get no answer, which was unusual because usually she always answers me. And so I went down there to check, and she was nowhere in sight. She was just gone. I don't go on walks around here or runs because I'm scared of the bears and snakes and even the coyotes that are around here. Well, whoever has my daughter, I pray and hope that they have not harmed her and they bring her back to us safe and sound.
Just, go to the FBI, the police, and clear it up. And I don't know, it seems kind of elusive.
It's really strange that I've never seen this truck, and I've never heard of it until just recently. But I wish they would come forward and explain themselves. And if you're not a suspect, at least come forward and say what you've seen. She was a tomboy. I shaved my head. She wanted to have her head shaved like me and the boys did.
She tried to shave her head
She tried
in
to
the
shave her
back
head
and make
herself.
it, I think you can see it in some of the pictures, and it was getting out of control, so we decided to shave her head off and let it grow back long, and she shaved her head so she wouldn't feel bad, and but it didn't bother her at this point. Well, I knew right away that she was abducted. You know, I knew that right away, and that's what I told them from the beginning. But they have to go through their, I forget the word.
Investigation.
We have to do one step at a time, I guess. But I'm sorry that they had to spend so many man hours in these woods and everything. I've seen them limping and everything else, and I feel for them. But I just wish there was a way that neighbors could search neighbors' houses, and then if they're not willing, get a search warrant or something. But there's just no way you can search every single house, in the eastern United States or whatever. But I wish there was a way. Just thankful for the person or persons that's doing that. Out of love, and trying to get information and trying to get her found. We thank them from the bottom of our hearts.
It means a lot.
And we thank everybody who's trying so hard and praying so hard. And she's an awesome young lady, and we just want her back. There's always going to be haters, and it's always going to be that way in this world, and we just want to focus on the good friends and Christian people that are trying to help us and praying for us and praying for Summer. And we thank them from the bottom of our hearts, and that's the kind of people we try to relate with and socialize with. So we don't know anything about, no red truck, or we hardly know many of our neighbors. I mean, because we just try to be around good people. I mean, and we do have good people in this area. We found out since this has all happened that we got some real good neighbors and good folks everywhere. But
the most important thing is to bring Summer home safe. I'm sorry that you feel this way about us, but we love our children with everything we have. We've never went without, thanks to Summer's daddy and my husband. He's always provided for us and has worked as much as he could and can, and still is. And I'm sorry that you guys feel that way, but that's my baby, and nobody would ever treat her like that as long as I was around, ever.
She loves to dance. She would always want me. She said, "Daddy, hold my hand so I can twirl," and she would just like to twirl and twirl and twirl till my arm got tired, But I put out there that one of Summer's favorite songs was Godzilla, and they say, and they're jumping all over me about past tense was, well, I'm sorry about that. It's just.
She also liked the song by New Breed at my house. She sang that a lot of times when I play it on the TV. She loved to dance.
Herself as a princess, and and all that, like all young girls.
She loved Frozen. She loved to be that Elsa and.
I think
Seventh-day Adventist Church, the congregation, her church, her family attended. The church released this video taken sometime around Easter. That's her sitting in the front row there.
She really loved to be in church because she felt a lot of love there, and I think you can't explain.
I don't know, guys. Call me crazy. Tell me that it's me. But from what I know about kids that are abused, and the way mom acts about mom being abused, I don't know. I keep thinking that maybe mom did all that to protect from dad. Maybe she, even her throwing out there that that he works so hard for the family. Why does anybody care? Who cares that he works hard for the family? It's about missing Summer. But she's not saying that. She's worried about what people think of him, which is like typical abuse syndrome. Like typical wife abuse syndrome is the way people portray him, the way people are going to look at him. So it just, I don't know. I keep going back to maybe she is hiding her. Maybe her and grandma are in this plot and are hiding her, and that's why grandma went back to Wisconsin to move her. I don't know. Or maybe she shaved her head and she was trying to make her look like a boy, that dad wouldn't molest her or dad wouldn't hurt her. And I hate throwing theories like that out there because they're so far-fetched. There's nothing to base it on. But the more I listen and the more I think, I really start thinking maybe that's what's going on. It just seems possible. And I've heard some crazy shit out there, but to me, that just seems possible. Some moms don't believe a kid. I'm hoping for this. No, I think she did believe the kid. I think that's why she made her, she shaved her head short and she made her look more like a boy. at the same time, she's not going to say this. She's not going to tell anybody the kid is safe, or maybe she's not, but she's not going to tell anyone this because then he's going to know. I don't know. I just don't know. I pray she's safe too. I think he's shifting. My God, it's someone he knows or is close to him, and that's possible too. It may not be him per se, but maybe it's one of the boys. I don't know. I just feel like that if she was dead or there was something crazy going on, one of the boys would have said something. One of them, maybe not all of them, but one of them would have said something. One of them would have been like, well, you know, hold on. One of them would have been like, well, you know, Dad told us to say this, but, and that could also be a reason why they pulled the kids from the home to separate them from Don, to see their personalities, who was really beating them, were they abused? They're not going to do that while they're still living in the home. So it's a very good possibility that's why they were removed from the home and yet nobody was arrested. Very well possible they want to see how the boys react away from them. They want to see if one of the boys or all the boys come up with a different theory. Is there a different story all of a sudden? That's a good reason why they could have taken the boys out of the home, or they believe that they were being abused and they took them out. Now it's up to the police to figure out, well, who was the abuser and what was actually happening. I know a lot of people wanted to know my opinions on this case. I know my opinions on the case are different than others, but that's how I honestly feel. So it's hearsay from Christopher Larson, but he said that Candace, Grandma or Grandma Candace, was supposed to adopt Summer, but they found out she was a girl. He was married to Rose Bly. I don't know. Do you think they separated the boys? Yes, absolutely, Monkey's Mama. If they took the boys and there was an arrest, that whole theory right under the water. But I do think that they took the boys to look, to watch them, talk to them, see who's really abusing them, if there is abuse. If any of them are going to change their story, they're not going to do that while in the house with a suspected abuser. They're just not. Thank you, Ladybud. Hopefully the boys will say something helpful. I agree. It's not that she hates girls because she knew what Don was like. It's very possible. I don't, and again, let me stress again, I could be wrong. I could be way off. Candace could be a murderer. She could be buried in, wherever. Another thing I want to say, hey Molly, another thing I want to say though, and I mean this 150%. I know people have talked about her leaning on the milk. I have 3 kids. 2 of them are twins, and then I have a little one. Well, none of them are little. They're all over 6 feet tall already, except Sage. But when we would go out to the lake or we would go to the beach, I'll say the beach, my kids would fall asleep in the strangest places. They would fall asleep on each other. Phoenix could fall asleep on cold milk. Phoenix could fall asleep on anything. He once fell asleep at a New Year's Eve party with music blasting and like 90 people there. Phoenix passed out right on the couch. He was like 7, passed out right on the couch. So some kids can fall asleep anywhere, anytime, no matter what's going on. If Sage would have fallen asleep and leaned over on the milk, she would have woke up instantly. Phoenix would have passed out completely. I would have been that mom that'd been like, oh my God, take a picture of that. So her falling asleep on the milk, I thought nothing of because I have kids like that. I wanted to say this a long time ago, and I mean it, that some people just fall asleep. Some kids can just fall asleep on anything, especially coming back from the beach, coming back from the lake. That water that she was in is kind of scary. I would imagine that could take the life out of her, not literally, but I would imagine that could take a lot out of her because of how dirty it was and who knows what she ingested. And she's yet little and she's very skinny and she may have just had enough. So that's why I absolutely think that her sleeping on that milk means nothing. And yes, congratulations to Molly on her 40,000 subs. My son is 18 now, and the youngest kid, yeah, he can. Phoenix can fall asleep on anything. I couldn't believe he fell asleep during this Halloween party. I mean, New Year's Eve party. There were literally like 90 people all over the place. And drinking, and we were having a good old time. Music blasting. Phoenix passed out right on the couch. Playing hard. Yeah, she was playing in the water hard. I fall asleep, my arms in the air sometimes. But like this. So, but that's my opinions. That's what I'm thinking. I will really have to do an in-depth analysis of everything, like different interviews, and piece them together. I know that I was going up against the interview room, so I knew I wasn't going to get a lot of people in here because everybody's over there, which is fine. But at least in here you get to chat. I've never given much thought to the milk pig. Yeah, some people have those. Some people, I've seen a lot of people get really in depth about it. I'm like, my kids could fall asleep on milk, no problem. No problem at all. Thank you, Amy. So, like I said, when I have more time, I'm going to have to do an in-depth and go through all the interviews and see if I hear anything about lending any credence about going to Wisconsin, that she may be in Wisconsin. But like I said from the beginning, I don't know. I've always thought Candace was guilty, but I also thought Don was guilty. But at this point, I feel like maybe Candace, the only thing she's guilty of is protecting her daughter. And I mean, she is very calm for someone with a missing child. She's definitely very calm for somebody with a possible dead child, but maybe she's put that out of her mind. But she just seems more to me like a mom who knows her daughter's safe and needs to keep her safe. But I could be wrong. My son fell asleep in a restaurant once his head was in the food. It's like flipping your pillow to the cold side. I love the cold side. Exactly. If a little kid is passed out, they're passed out. There's no waking them up. They're just out. They have a history of running off when CPS. I don't blame them. I don't know if you've ever had CPS in your life. It's not fun. I would not want CPS in my life at all. At all. So I don't blame them running off. I really don't. I met people who've had real CPS in their life, like for extended periods of time. No, thank you. Would never, ever, ever want that. Oh, hell no. Remember looking back and their heads would be found forward? I'm telling you. Having you right, not fun. It's not fun. They always say that CPS wants to keep the family together. No, they don't. CPS wants a case. I even think CPS has a quota that they have to make about who gets removed from the home. I really do. And I'm sure different states are different, but child support's like that. Child support has a quota they have to meet. They have to raise a certain amount of money every single month. That's fact. JOT made me think about the milk. Let me know when you decide to. I would. Don will never answer my call. I have his phone number. I call him all the time. He won't answer me. He won't answer me. He won't answer my text online. He don't like me. Maybe I'll try Candace. Also, that bruise mark or whatever that JOT had said, someone showed it to me. Is it a tattoo or a bruise? If it was a bruise, it would be gone a month later. So I don't believe it's a bruise. I think it's a faded out tattoo. Her ear was blue. That could just be from leaning on it. We could just drive down. We could just drive down there. CPS is very shady. I think I read she was like 9 hours from me or something. I don't know. What town are they in again? Moving kids doesn't keep them safe. So many kids in the state are abused by caregivers. That's very true. What city is she in again? Bye, Reagan. I'm getting off in a minute anyway. Rogersville. All right, hold on. She's 4.5 hours. It's a tattoo. You can see it on her first interview. Okay. Yeah, she's only 4.5 hours. Looks like she's not far from Knoxville. 4.5 hours is nothing. We should drive down there. But I would love to speak to them first. I bet Allison would talk to me. And I'm not paying her. It's 294 miles. It's 5 hours. 4 hours and 54 minutes. Oh, and they're on Eastern time zone. Go talk to her. They want an easy I'm telling you, I should go. I really should. I should plan it. But I wish they would, like, talk to me first. All right, Sarah, we'll plan it. And I promise that we go by that water, I'll turn the volume off. So, all right, it's Taco Monday. I have to go make tacos. I worry for Laura to go. I'm not going to go alone. Someone may snatch me. I'm not going to go alone. Sarah will go with me. CPS can't take her if she's not there. That's true. All right, so I will see you guys later. I don't know if I'll be on later, but I'll definitely be on tomorrow to go through a bunch of stuff. I have some candles to make tonight, some stuff to do, but I will see you guys later. I'm sure somebody else will be on. I'm sure there's going to be 15 people on tonight going through the interview. So hopefully he releases the second part of it. And he'll probably do that tomorrow, but that's smart. So, all right, I will see you guys later. Have a wonderful night. And thank you guys for the super chats. Welcome new members. And I'll see you guys later. Bye. Samantha, definitely meet up with us. Whoops.